Wait, I got it. Record on the cloud. There we go. Okay, perfect. We are going to do something today that I actually got from an event that I paid to go to from Rachel Hollis. And it was really good. Lots of really, really great stuff, honestly, that came from this. So, okay, couple things first. What is something you are grateful for today? Let's start with gratefuls. And you guys, he just walked away, but I actually have some of you say hi. I actually have the infamous Tyler here today. Filming. We're doing some filming today. So I'm grateful for him is what I'm saying today. He just said, grateful for Tyler. No, type in the chat something you guys are grateful for today. And I just like to read all of them. Oh, hey, Jeff. Haven't seen you in a while. Jeff Osborne. Looking snazzy today. Got your blazer. He must be selling a house or 5. Okay, grateful to be back in the office with my amazing team. Rochelle, love it, awesome. I'm grateful for that too. I got to spend the day in Richmond yesterday with one of my teams there and was super grateful. It just gave me like the greatest boost of energy, honestly. It was awesome. Jeff is grateful for Tyler too. I love it. That's so funny. Renewed focus, Steph. Yes, on personal growth. I hope I get to see you on Saturday night, by the way. Grateful for my team. Yep. Lots of good ones. Adult vacation. Jealous of that. I'm actually taking a staycation next week. We were supposed to be going on a vacation and it got canceled. So we're going to do like a little mini staycation, which will be good. Grateful for technology. Yes, definitely. Working out. Love that too. Awesome. Okay. Any comments or anybody want to say anything? Oh, that's a good one. Jennifer, staying busy. Yep. Same. Any comments? Did anybody watch The Last Dance who hadn't already or listened to John's leadership podcast? Would love if you did, if you want to type in the chat, any ahas or what you thought about it. I want to go rewatch some of those episodes. So we've had almost 40 people sign up for the Super Attractor Book Club. It starts tomorrow. So today is the last day, just FYI, if anybody was waiting to sign up, it's going to close tonight. So if you would still like to sign up, would love for you to. It's going to be really great. I've been running through all of the stuff and creating the worksheets, and I'm super pumped about it. And actually, we're going to do a cool thing on it. I'm going to have everyone, I think at the end of every session, we're going to do some breakout groups and have like a quick 15-minute mastermind with different people. So Stephanie, tomorrow, we're just going to do an introductory and I'll tell you what chapters you need to read for the next week. So you don't necessarily have to have anything read tomorrow unless you just want to read the intro. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna run through fast, and then just FYI, we'll post all of these in the closed Facebook group so that you all can, because there's a lot of worksheets I really want you to do. So this was something and I really would love participation. So there are some questions I'm gonna ask. I'd love for you guys to share in the chat, and as we kind of go through this. So, okay, there are 4 pillars of courage. And so number 1 is a great thing for us to start on, and that is mindset. Can you guys see that okay? You can read it okay, right? Okay. So the first one is mindset. So your mindset matters. Obviously, that's what we talk about all the time, and never more so than in a hard season like the one that we've all been in. So this is from her Rise conference, so you're going to see some of this stuff, but I want to pull out the pieces that I think are great that really resonated with me. So we're going to talk a little bit about mindset, and then we're going to talk a little bit about confidence. Your confidence is an essential component in your ability to feel capable, especially when you're encountering something as unprecedented as what we're facing today. I don't know if you guys are hearing this, but I'm hearing that this crap may come back in the fall now even more. I know it's like more so other places. I'd be curious also to know from you guys, have any of your all schools been canceled yet? Kind of curious around that. And then consistency. Consistency is the most underestimated, powerful tool. It's not enough to learn the new skills at a conference. It's essential that you know how to use them going forward. The routines you'll be able to maintain in times of inconsistency will be the foundation of the rest of your life. I've been focusing a ton on being consistent lately. Actually, for probably the last year, consistency has been a big word of mine. And then leadership. She always talks about whether you're leading a team, a family, or yourself. Leadership skills are crucial right now, and we're going to talk a little bit about that too. So, I love this. Courage means standing firm and secure in the face of hardship and meeting trials as they come. And I think no matter what we have going on right now, and honestly, I know I've talked to so many people. A lot of people are reshaping how they do their business. A lot of people are reshaping what their home life looks like, with their kids and the schooling and all of those things. And right now we have to have almost more courage than what we've even had to have before. So I love this. Okay, so first things first, we're going to talk about mindset. So mindset is actually the established set of attitudes held by someone. And you can't really talk about mindset without talking about attitude. I would love for a couple of you, or anybody, honestly, everyone, to type in the chat, why do you think that mindset is so important? Why, just in your own words, is mindset important? And I'm going to tell you mine. So for me, and I don't know, some of you that I'm close to probably know this, but when I was, Linda Cecil's on today. Hi, Linda. I just saw your face pop up. Thank you for being on. So some of you probably don't know this, but when I was in, probably high school, senior year of high school to freshman year of college, I almost actually didn't graduate high school because I had like horrible, debilitating panic attacks that onset. And they kind of came out of nowhere. I had a couple of people, I had 3 people that I was pretty close to, all die within like a 12-month span. One of them was in a car crash accident that I was actually in the car right before they crashed, and they died. And so it was just like, I just had all this crazy stuff happening. And so it left me, honestly, I mean, it was bad. Like, I took medication, I went to all this therapy, and I just could not, like, totally, completely, I believe that God healed me from it. And it's really weird to think about because a lot of people don't talk about anxiety or panic disorders or any of that stuff. And I think that a lot of people can have anxiety and not even know about it, or they completely suppress it. And so I did a ton of research. I know that's a shocker to some of you, and researching and just growth around anxiety for years. I mean, years and years and years. And the biggest thing that you learn from that is your mind is so powerful. And while sometimes you can't really control the like in that second, you can learn how to control your mind and how to focus on things that are going to keep you in a good headspace and in a good mindset that can kind of retrain your thinking, if that makes sense. So to me, I'll answer this and then I'm going to read some in the chat. To me, mindset is so important because it controls everything we do. Your minds are so powerful and so important. And I don't think we even realize how powerful they are. And also the other reason for me that it's important, lots of chat. Thank you. Yay. I can't wait to read all these. Another reason why to me it's important is because we can't control our outside circumstances, but we can control our mind. And I don't know how you guys feel, but I feel like there's a lot that comes at us all the time that can quickly get your mindset in a bad place. And so, okay, let me run to the chat really fast. You become what you believe. Absolutely. You can defeat yourself before you even try with the wrong mindset. Christina, that is so true. So true. We all have limiting beliefs. We're going to talk about that today. Your self-image, yes. You can control what you put in your mind and what you think. Absolutely. Mindset is important because thoughts produce actions. Completely true. When we have a bad mindset, we can be paralyzed sometimes from actually taking action. I totally agree with that. Mindset determines whether life's challenges. Yep. Your mindset attracts you to what your mindset determines. Totally agree with that. Yes. So what Rachel Hollis actually talked about in this conference is you have your past. This is this image on the right. You have your past, and then you have all these experiences that happen around you. And our experiences make up our past, yet sometimes we pull from different experiences, and then that brings us to our present. But we have all these past things that have happened that are around our present self every single day. And so we have the control over our mind as to whether those past experiences keep us in a positive future or whether they put us in a negative future. Oh yeah, Pam, I totally agree. Always heard mind over matter. So true. Yes. Your thoughts can help you rise above trials or can drown you in those trials. That is very, 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 very true. So there's a worksheet that she gave us, and it's, what are you feeling now? And then, have you felt like this before? What made you feel this way in the past? And how is that experience related to what you are feeling now? And so sometimes I think this is a great exercise, because here's the thing, it gives you a true sense of perception to how your mind really is right now. And a lot of you have probably heard, actually, we've talked about this once on one of these before, a fixed mindset versus a growth mindset. And with a fixed mindset, you're going to hit a ceiling. You're only going to grow as far as what those limitations are that you have. But in a growth mindset, you are constantly in that growth mindset. And so you're growing past your expectations. You're growing past your limitations. And honestly, if you have times where you feel like you're stuck, this little 4 graphic question is so good, because you can think about that. What are you feeling right now? Have you felt this way before? So I had like a really difficult couple of days last week, just a lot of changes, a lot of moving parts. And combined with, I was kind of feeling like a lot of people were just stuck with this whole COVID-19 thing and just still feeling like paralyzed around it. And so I kind of walked myself through, okay, how am I feeling right now? And then, have I felt like this before? And I was feeling a little anxious, to be honest. And I could tell that when I felt like that before, what made me feel that way in the past was not being able to kind of take time to be in alignment. And actually this morning, and my coach, Terry, by the way, I talk about her all the time. She's going to come on one Wednesday morning. She has coaching clients that she does. And so she's trying to rearrange her schedule, because I just want you guys to hear from her so bad. But this morning I was texting her super early. We were texting at like 6:30. And she was asking, we were talking about something else, and she was asking me a couple of questions. And she said, mindset has been huge for me this last week with my clients. People are struggling with it, and there's a lot of emotion on edge right now. We need to talk about the 5 stages of grief. I said, you should come on and talk about that in Wednesday Morning Mindset one Wednesday. And she said, would love to. And she said, here's the thing. Most of us are bargaining right now, and that causes confusion and alignment to our goals. Because I said to her, I feel like I've been out of alignment the last couple of weeks, and I was doing so good before. And she asked me this one question, which is why she's so great. Really, have you identified why? And I said, well, kind of. And she said, kind of isn't an answer. You need to identify why you're feeling that misalignment. And it's so true. So a lot of times what keeps us from the mindset that we want is the limiting beliefs that we have. And so I want you to think of a couple of things, and you don't have to necessarily post this in the chat, but we all have limiting beliefs. And so this is really good, because when you start thinking about them, you can make a list of things that you think that you can't do. And when you start to make that list, at first you're like, well, why am I writing down all these things that I can't do? But really you're doing that because then you can do the what if, and Rachel calls it the fear of the future. So if you're thinking of those things that you can't do, and you list those as a fixed mindset area of opportunity, then you can really change that to what if. And so, for instance, I could say, I love this book, and I really wanted other people to read this book because it helped me so much. But what if I say I'm going to do a book club and one person signs up? and then really the what if I can change to that is, what if 300 people sign up? Or what if one person signs up and it completely changes their mind and their life? And so if you walk through this whole fixed mindset versus growth mindset, it really can move you into a good place where you're not struggling with your limiting beliefs. And we all have them. And by the way, if people think that they don't have limiting beliefs, or they say that they don't, this is water, by the way. I'm not drinking like Coke from McDonald's or anything. Caitlin got a coffee this morning. I said, will you just bring me the largest ice water possible? If people think that they don't have limiting beliefs, they're fibbing, or they're not in the right alignment with themselves, because we all have them, and they're normal, they're natural. So I love when Rachel says, this is one of the things that she talks about all the time, have the courage to fight for control of your mindset. And so this is where she talks about resilience. And resilience is super important. If you don't do something to actively change your mindset, it won't change. There's actually a book, and I cannot remember the name of it. One of you may remember, on resilience. It's that guy? He actually cusses a lot. He drops the F-bomb a lot. And so does anybody know what I'm talking about? Do you know what I'm talking about? Is it called Resilience or Resilient? I don't know. Yeah, it was Michael Jordan's coach. Yes. So glad Tyler's here today. Grateful for you. Anyway, but the book is good. The concept of the book is good because he really talks about resilience. And so Rachel talks about these warrior hacks to build up your resilience. And she says, challenge yourself physically. Actually, this is crazy. The person I can see right now is Abby. And you're probably one of the people I know the most who challenges themselves physically. If you guys don't follow her on Instagram, holy crap, she does things with sorry to share this. She can do like I don't even know how you do that stuff. First of all, I'm like, my body would actually probably break in half. Anyway, she's amazing. She challenges herself physically every single day. And then he says, get back up. So this is hilarious. This is actually not, I don't think Adam's on today because he has a coaching client, but he and his friend were in a little mini, can't hurt me, David Goggins. Yes, that's it. Thank you. That's it. I think that's the one that we were talking about. Relentless. Okay, so there's two, and actually they both have bad language if you listen on Audible. But yes, we were talking about Relentless. Okay, so what was I saying? Oh, Adam. So Adam was in a little boating accident, and it was unfortunate, but actually fortunate, honestly, that it was him and not like the kids or Graham on there or anything like that, my little nephew. But the steering cable snapped when they were in the harbor coming through, and so when they were going like kind of into a wave, it snapped and it threw his friend Josh off of the boat into the ocean, and Adam like went right into the I'm struggling today, the T-top, the thing. Anyway, and it busted his eye. And so he's had like 8 stitches in his eye socket, and his eye got all messed up, and it's just been totally crazy. Where was I going with that? Oh, I know where I was going. So and we're on the boat all the time, and it was just a freak accident. I mean, there was literally nothing that there was nothing that they did wrong or anything. It just happened. But it was funny because I was so proud of him because it was honestly really, I think he was kind of freaked out. He doesn't get scared by very many things. But that they fixed it. He and my brother fixed the boat that night. They got a new steering cable. They put it on, and then the next day, Adam said, I'm going to go back out on the boat today. And I said, are you? And he said, yeah, because I'm kind of like, it's kind of shooken me up a little bit. And he said, so I want to get back on there today because I know how much we all love it. And he said, I want to go the next couple of days so that I can make sure that, like I don't have, thank you, Monica. So anyway, he got back up. Like it was just, that's kind of a story, a silly story, but it's a story just because sometimes we don't, when we get in a spot, we don't get back up and we don't do it again. And then move your body and you change your mind. So true. And then do it again and again and again. And so anytime something happens, and she actually lists this thing, and she wants you to write down the 3 warrior hacks that you will implement today to build your resilience. And I know for me, a lot of times, if something happens, I kind of am over it. And so I'm not one that will like get back up or do it again and again. I have to just kind of make myself. So it's kind of, if you think about that, it's kind of interesting to walk through. And then in that, we have to talk about practice, because practice is required for your confidence to stick over time. And so I would love for you guys to think about, and if you want to, I'd love for you to write in the chat, because honestly, when you share something out, when you put something out into the universe, and other people are able to see it, 1, you might make a difference with somebody else. And then 2, I just think that that's powerful. John Maxwell says that anytime you are scribing something that other people are reading, meaning you share something that someone else can read, that you have no idea the capabilities of how powerful that is. And so Rachel, in this conference, she had us write down experiences that we can draw on where we were able to push beyond what you believed you were capable of doing. So if any of you would like to share something where you were able to push beyond something that you believed that you were capable of doing, I have a ton. We would be here all day because I sometimes have a lot of fear and limiting beliefs around things like that. But definitely, one for me that is just probably that stands out the very most. I took a CEO role, and I see some of you on, I know Donna, you will know this, but I took a CEO role as a basically a recruiter. I know there's not a lot of Keller Williams people on here or real estate people, but basically it's running a market center where the key role is recruiting. And I had no background in recruiting whatsoever. I'd never recruited anybody or anything in my life. And I wanted to do it because I wanted to make a difference in people's lives. And I wanted to get into leadership more, but I had no clue that I was going to be able to recruit. I had a lot of, that's actually when I met Terry, my coach. She was assigned to me. Sorry, someone's knocking. We don't have, yeah, I don't know. You could. Oh, okay. Sorry, someone's knocking at our office door. So anyway, that's the first thing that I thought of, because I really did push beyond that. Now, it took a lot of coaching, but I was able to recruit, I don't know, over almost 300 people in a little over 2 years, to be honest, 260 something people. Actually, maybe even a little bit more than that. And so it took a lot, but I was able to push beyond that. And so that was the first thing that came to my mind. But you have to have the confidence. And honestly, we've talked about the 4 C's before. Remember, usually you have to make the big commitment, and then you'll get the confidence. Usually, if you're going to wait to get the confidence to go make a big commitment or do something, you're probably never going to do it. You just have to go bite it off and do it and make the commitment first. And then you'll gain the confidence, because confidence is the feeling or belief that one can rely on someone or something. It's a firm trust. And so if you have the firm trust that you're going to be able to do something, but you're waiting to get that before you do it, then you may never do that thing. You have to go make that big commitment first, and then your confidence will come next. And so I think this is one of the last things. And again, I really would love for you guys to have these, because where are this information from? Okay, Tracy, this is all from, I paid to attend a virtual conference with Rachel Hollis at the start of the pandemic called Rise. She normally does it in person. It's like thousands of people attend, and she did it virtually. This is where that was from. And we'll share these in the Facebook group so that you guys can have access to these. Wow, Dawn, that's a great thing. You ran a marathon. That is awesome. Yes, Rachel Hollis, Tracy, that is awesome. So this is finding your greater why. And this is a great exercise to walk through. I would highly encourage you guys to find this and walk through this, or you can even just write it down right now. So it starts with, what is one routine or habit that you want to be more consistent with? What is one routine or habit that you want to be more consistent with? And then why is that important to you? And then why is that important to you? And then why is that important to you? You have to go 3 deep on these, okay? So why is that important to you? Why is that important to you? Why is that important to you? And really take the time and ask yourself and answer those questions, because that is where you'll find your greater why behind what it is that the new thing that you want to start, or the habit or the routine. And until you really, so Linda McKissick and I on our podcast, we talked about, it dropped yesterday morning, and we talked about focusing on things that you can control versus focusing on things that you can't control, because there's a lot that we can't control right now, cannot control. And we were talking about, actually, she shared that during the pandemic, for whatever reason, she has backed away from her faith a little bit more. And I shared that I've actually leaned in a little bit more. And so it was interesting to kind of hear. So then I asked her, why do you think that is? And then she asked me, why do you think that is? But then we were talking about also, she's really made the commitment to her health during this. And so it was funny, because I said to her, I feel like I make the commitment to my health every single month, and I don't stick with it. And she said to me, that's because you haven't made the decision. And it reminded me of the story of the little joke that John Maxwell always says, if 5 frogs are on a log and 3 decided to jump off, how many are left? And the answer is, we don't know, because just because they decided to jump off doesn't mean that they really did. And I love that, because until you know what your greater why is, you can make the decision, but are you really going to do it? And so if you know why it really is important to you, and then why is that important to you, and then why is that important to you, you're much more likely to stick with that and to be able to roll that back into your mindset. So that's just on finding your greater why. And I would really challenge you to do that. I have a couple things right now that I need to do this on too. So I was happy to bust this back out. So she says this at the end of her conference: start small. celebrate your success, and use your growing confidence as the momentum you'll need to push further. And I don't know about you guys, but I definitely, anytime I can get a little bit of a win, and I have that little bit of confidence, it really is momentum. It's momentum to keep going and to push further and to keep doing those things. So your homework for this week is go over some of these slides and these worksheets and find time to meditate on them and then fill them in. And I would love for you to share. If you want, you can share them with me. I would love to see them. Or you can post them in the Facebook group and let's all see each other's and share with each other. But I would really encourage you to do that, because I just think I've been finding that there is a lot of, let's see, what's the right word? A lot of positive alignment when I take the time to go and do these things. And it just gets me back in a much more aligned place, and it keeps my mindset really, really, really great. So hopefully it will for you guys too. Anything you guys need, let me know. Thank you for being on. Thank you for taking 30 minutes. Thank you, Monica. Thank you so much for being on. We'll post these today, and we'll post the recording, and hope you guys have a great rest of your week. And maybe I'll see you on book club tomorrow night. See you later. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.